So let me talk about directives in the today's class. Okay. So what are the directives, you know?
Star NG if, star NG for
And what they are called as?
directives.
Structural directives or normal directives?
Structural directives, I think. Anush.
Structural directives. Okay. And I said there will be also custom directives, right? Do you remember?
Yes, Anush.
And I also even told that selector is also known as what?
You are not audible, Anusha.
Is it now? Are you able to hear me right now? Are you able to hear me? Are you able to hear me right now?
Yes, Anusha.
Yes,
Yes,
Anusha.
Okay. So what I'm trying to tell you, I said custom HTML tag is also known as the custom HTML tags are also known as.
Custom directives, Anusha.
I said it normally directives, right?
Yes, Anusha.
Okay. Okay. We can also create custom directives, like create custom directives by our own. Okay. In order to create any custom directive file, we need to name the file with, for example, name.directive.ts. Okay. And let me create one file. Give me just a minute. So how we'll be creating that file dot directive.ts. Okay. We will give something like name dot directive dot directive.ts. Okay. And we will be using one decorator called at the rate of directive decorator. Okay. What decorator? Are you
The
at the rate of director.
at the rate of directive decorator? Okay. Just a moment.
పిన్ అంటే ఓటీసీ అమ్మా అది కాదండి పిన్ ప్రొటెక్షన్ పిన్నేనా హలో
ఉండు ఒక్క నిమిషం చెప్పు. Sare. So you will be using. Hello. So you will be using the directive decorator call at the rate of directive decorator. Okay. And you will be giving one selector name for this. For example, name directive. Okay. And what we generally give for any file, any TS file, what we generally give?
Export class name.
Export class, okay, and it will be name directory. Okay, name will be name directory. Okay, and now we need to apply this directive to somewhere so that we will get that element reference. Okay, and any directive we have created, we need to declare it in the module file. Okay, app module.ts file. Okay, here you can give directive name, for example, name directive, and you need to just import to it. Okay, and let me just save this file. And for example, if we have this app component.html, okay, and let us create one h1 element. So you need to apply the selector name here directly. Okay, and what you will do now in the constructor, we can just take the element reference. So directly you will get the element reference of this particular h1 element to here, wherever you are applying this directive. Okay, and you can then do like this dot element dot style dot let me just run this application and show you once.
No problem, Nancy.
Yeah. So let us see this directive where it is there. So you are seeing this, right? Directive sample example. But I have given yellow background to it. Give me a moment. I didn't get the element rescue. Wait a minute. I'm sorry, I have given the directive name wrong. Okay, let me just save it. And you are able to see, right? By default, the color became yellow. So wherever you are applying the name of this directive, that complete element reference we can get, and we can change its styles or whatever we want, we can just change its content and all. Okay. Any doubt, or did you people understand? So directives acts like a behavior for our HTML elements, some custom behavior. So wherever you are applying this directive, that background color element will become yellow. Okay. Suppose if I apply this directive, what else we have here? This sample name. Okay. And its background color will become yellow. Are you seeing it? Any doubts, anyone? Any doubts?
No. No, Anusha.
No, Anusha.
In order to create a custom directive, we need to name the file with what? We need to name the
name-
file with what?
Dot direct.
Name dot directive dot
Directive.ts.
File name dot directive dot ts. And what decorator you will be using here?
@directive.
At the rate of direct.
And what will be there in this directive?
We have selector export class.
Okay, we have one selector name, and we will again contain some export class and the class name. Okay. And we will get the directive element reference, and we can even change the background color. Okay. And additional to this, we have some host listeners. Like whenever we perform any event, these host listeners listen to those events. And if we want like some, for example, on mouse enter, if you want to perform some function, on mouse leaving, suppose if you want to అదే అందుకే ఇక్కడికి వచ్చి కూర్చున్నాను నేను ఏం లేదు. Yeah. So whenever any event happens, if you want some function to get executed, you will be using this @ host listener. Okay. And what is this called as if we have @ before? What it is called as?
Decorator.
Decorator.
So for listening to the events, we use this @ host listeners. Okay. For example, we can do it like @ host listener. Okay. And we can give any event name, like for example, on mouse enter, something like that. Okay. Take this dot element dot native element dot style dot background color. You can change it to red if you want. Okay. And whenever we are leaving that, mouse on mouse sleeve, you can show some other background color if you want. Let me just save it. Okay. So if you see, by default, it will contain the background color like yellow. So suppose if I hover on it, you can see it color has been changed to red. Now, if I leave this, you can see it is changed to orange. So using the events, we can even change the behavior of that HTML element. And for that, we will be using one decorator called @host_listener, which listens to the events. For example, on mouse enter, on mouse leave, on mouse click. Okay, there will be several events, right? I even told you to learn about the JavaScript events, if you remember. So what are all JavaScript events are there? They will be applicable here. Okay. For example, some event happened, then what will happen? On click is one event. Okay. On change is one event, on mouse over, mouse out, on key down, on load. Okay, these are all events in the JavaScript. So for all these events, if you want to change the behavior of this particular HTML element, then you can change it by using this @host_listener decorator. Okay, any doubts?
How do
See, decorator
No, Anuj.
that declares a DOM event to listen for. So whenever a mouse enter happens, right, this @host_listener decorator listens to it and it provides the method, okay, and which has to be executed whenever this event has been happened. The name can be anything, your wish. Okay, but the event name, this should be exact, and these all things comes with the practice. Okay. For example, let me just reload. Okay. Understanding, right? Any doubts? Any doubts? No, right? Okay.
No, Anuj.
Okay. And let me tell you about some piping operators. Okay. For example, okay, let us create one observable, or yeah, let us create one observable. How to create an observable?
We have to use of operator.
Okay, we will just give one name for the observable. Am I correct? Sample
Yes,
sir.
observable. Okay, and imagine it's an observable of type string. Okay, and let us give it of okay, for example, Anusha. Okay, and let us create one more observable, sample observable 2. Now what you can do, you can even pipe the value from this observable and get this value to the second observable. Let me show you how can we do that. Okay, we can just give like this dot sample observable 2 equal to this dot sample observable 1. Okay, dot, we need to use one thing called pipe. Okay, in order to use RxJS operators, you need to use something called pipe. And this pipe, in this you can use anything you want. Okay, for example, map you can take, map of, you can what you can take, you can get some data, you know, right? Normal map function, it will take just one callback function. Do you remember? Same, just a minute. Okay, this map operator is also, this is from RxJS operator. What will happen? It will simply take the data, whatever is there from this observable, you know, that data it will take, and it is just returning as usual data to the sample observable too. Okay, what is the initial value of the sample observable to?
Empty string, Ansha.
Empty string. Okay, now let me just show you this dot sample observable to dot subscribe. Okay, and we will get some data, and let us do the console dot logging. Okay, and let me just show you. You are able to see, right? For example, see, I was just piping on this. Pipe operator is must whenever we are using some operators from RxJS, and these operators, like if you want to assign some value from this observable to another observable, then we use one piping operator called map, and this map is from RxJS. You will be importing map, from the RX shares. Okay. And this data is nothing but whatever is stored in this observable, that is the direct data. And what we are doing here, we are just returning the data as usual. So this data is just saved to this observable too. In order to access any data from the observable, what we need to do, we need to just do the subscription. And if you see the data, whatever I have saved in the first observable, right, that is passed to the second observable, and you will be able to see it. Any doubt in this?
No, Anusha.
Understood, right? Suppose
Understood.
if I am doing something like percentage, okay, what I am returning, data plus percentage. Now what will be stored in this observable? What will be printed?
String plus percentage.
String plus percentage. What is the string here?
Anusha.
Anusha plus? Anusha plus
Percentage.
percentage. What is that? An entire concatenate it and tell me.
Anusha percentage.
Anusha percentage will be shown. Okay. Let me just save it. Let me just reload it. You are able to see, right? Anusha percentage. Any doubt? So this map operator is used just for returning data from one observable to another observable. Okay. Let me just bring my charger. All the things came today only. 1 second, I'm so sorry.
Yes, Anusha.
Yes, Anusha.
Okay. So
Anusha, instead of subscribe, we use asynchronous, I think, HTML.
in the HTML, right? That is, but for in the TS, if you want to get its value, then you need to use subscribe.
Okay, Anusha.
Okay. I'm not showing in here in the HTML. I'm just showing in the console. So for showing any content in the console, you need to have the TS file, right?
Yes, Anusha.
Okay. And similarly, we have some more looping operators, some more piping operators called tap. Okay. If you doesn't want to return anything from this observable to another observable, you can just use this, and you can just take some data and you can just print some data in that. Okay. So suppose if you doesn't want to return anything from this observable, in such a scenarios, you will be using some operator called tap. Okay. And you see, so whatever value updated here, that value will be taken as data here in the tap operator. Okay. What is the updated value of data here? So initially the value was Anusha. Okay. We just subscribed to that Anusha value and we just modified it to Anusha percentage. So whatever modified value is there, it is just taken as that modified value. Okay. What is the modified value now?
Anusha percentage.
Okay. Anusha percentage. Okay. If you can see tab data. Okay. And let me just save it. And let me show you. Are you able to see? The updated data is passed to what and all the next operators were there. Even this tab operator is from RX shares. Okay.
Okay, Anusha.
Okay. Even this tab operator is from RX shares. If you want to, loop through some observable, get some value and return, or just to wanted to do some manipulations and all, you will be using this stack, map, operators and all. Okay. Any doubt? No, right? That is with the piping operators. Okay. Let me stop sharing, or let me stop recording.